In the wild, power is a fleeting gift, never owned, always borrowed. The first rays of dawn stretch across the savannah, illuminating a lone lion perched atop a rocky outcrop. His silhouette, regal and commanding, is a symbol of authority, yet even he knows that his reign is temporary, his crown destined to pass to another. From the crowned eagle scanning the world below to the elk whose antlers pierce the morning mist, each animal wears its crown for but a season. The silverback gorilla, vigilant atop his jungle throne, and the alpha wolf, ever watchful in the frozen woods, all hold their power only until the next challenger emerges. Across vast savannas, where herds roam beneath endless skies, on the shifting ice where polar bears hunt, and in rivers alive with hippos and crocodiles, the struggle for dominance is relentless. Jaguars glide silently through Amazonian waters, while snow leopards traverse the perilous cliffs of the Himalayas, each landscape a stage for the daily contest of survival. Some creatures command their realm with brute strength. A bison thunders across the plains, a tiger stalks through golden grass, and muskoxen clash in the biting Arctic wind. Others, like the leopard melting into the shadows or the lynx gliding through snowy brush, rely on stealth and silence, their presence revealed only by a whisper of movement. For many, survival depends on unity. Birds carve the sky in perfect formation, wolves coordinate their hunt with precision, and wildebeest surge across rivers in unstoppable herds. Beneath the waves, orcas orchestrate complex hunts, while caribou traverse frozen expanses together, their strength found in numbers and cooperation. But now a new and unpredictable force threatens every kingdom: climate change. Ice melts beneath the polar bear's feet, rivers dry to cracked earth, and wildfires choke the air with smoke. Penguins huddle against relentless blizzards, while antelope wander parched landscapes in search of water. The rules of survival are being rewritten. In this ever-shifting arena, the drama intensifies. Cheetahs unleash explosive speed in pursuit of gazelles, chameleons vanish into the foliage, and hares freeze in the grass, invisible to prowling eyes. Beneath the waves, octopuses disappear in a swirl of colour, while snowshoe hares become ghosts in the winter white. Every adaptation is a masterpiece of survival. The balance of power is in constant flux. Lions and hyenas clash over a hard-won meal, elephants form living shields around their young, and every face-off between predator and prey is a test of wits and will. Crocodiles lie in wait at riverbanks, while bighorn sheep battle for supremacy on perilous ledges. Alliances shift, rivalries flare, and every encounter can alter destinies. This is the untold saga of survival, where every heartbeat is a wager, every adaptation a hard-won victory. From the Arctic fox braving blizzards, to the mountain goat defying gravity, to the desert lizard racing across burning sands, each animal is both challenger and champion. In the wild, every creature, no matter how small or mighty, masters its fate in a world where the only constant is change. Under the boundless African sky, the savannah stretches endlessly, a living tapestry woven from sun-bleached grass, scattered acacia, and the constant movement of life and death. Here, the fate of every creature is shaped by 4 apex predators, each wielding a unique form of dominance that ripples through the ecosystem. This is not merely a battleground, but a stage where power is contested with every sunrise. The lion, the undisputed symbol of strength and unity, reigns through a combination of raw power and intricate social bonds. Prides operate as finely tuned machines. Lionesses move in perfect synchrony, their bodies low and silent as they encircle prey. Each member knows its role, from the youngest cub learning to stalk in the shadows to the dominant male whose roar signals the start of the hunt. Together they bring down formidable adversaries, Cape buffalo, wildebeest and zebra, relying on teamwork to subdue even the most defiant quarry. But the lion's rule is never absolute. Young coalitions driven by hunger and the promise of legacy challenge established leaders in fierce, often violent confrontations. These battles are swift and brutal. Dust rises as manes clash, and in a single night the pride's future can be rewritten. The victors claim not only territory, but the right to sire the next generation, while the defeated vanish into the shadows, their reign ended. The cheetah, the Savannah's unrivaled sprinter, is a marvel of evolutionary engineering. Its slender frame, flexible spine, and powerful limbs allow it to reach breathtaking speeds, closing the gap on antelope in a matter of seconds. Every muscle is tuned for acceleration, every stride a calculated risk. Yet this explosive speed comes at a steep price. After the chase, the cheetah is left vulnerable, its energy spent. Often it must watch helplessly as stronger, more aggressive rivals, hyenas or lions, seize its hard-earned prize, forcing the cheetah to retreat and recover in the tall grass. The leopard, master of stealth and solitude, moves through the savannah with ghost-like precision. Its dappled coat melts into the shifting patterns of light and shadow, rendering it nearly invisible to both prey and rival. The leopard's power lies in its ability to strike without warning. One moment the grass is empty, the next a silent leap, and the hunt is over. With unmatched strength, it hoists its kill high into the branches, out of reach from scavengers and competitors, securing its meal in the safety of the treetops. As night falls, the leopard becomes a phantom. Its vision pierces the darkness, and its camouflage is nearly perfect beneath the moonlit canopy. Moving silently from branch to branch, it surveys its territory, ever watchful for threats and opportunities. In these hours, the leopard's reign is absolute, unseen, unheard, yet always present, a silent ruler of the night. Hyenas, so often misunderstood, are among the savannah's most formidable hunters. Their clans are matriarchal, led by dominant females whose authority is absolute. Through a complex language of whoops, cackles and body signals, hyenas coordinate their movements, forming tight circles before launching coordinated attacks. Their strategies are as sophisticated as any pride of lions, and their persistence is legendary. Once a hyena clan sets its sights on prey, few can withstand their relentless pursuit. With jaws capable of crushing bone, hyenas are unrivaled in their ability to consume every part of a carcass. Their determination can drive even lions from a fresh kill, and their efficiency ensures that nothing is wasted. Every scrap is devoured, every bone splintered, leaving the savannah cleansed and balanced. In this way, hyenas play a vital role, recycling nutrients and maintaining the health of the ecosystem. Recent research has revealed that a hyena's social rank is determined before birth, encoded in its very DNA. Intelligence and cooperation are the cornerstones of their society. Every member, from the youngest cub to the matriarch, understands its place within the intricate hierarchy. Through subtle gestures and constant interaction, the clan maintains order, and their collective strength rivals the brute force of any predator on the plains. Across these golden plains, power is never static. Sometimes it erupts in a thunderous roar, echoing across the horizon. Other times it shifts quietly in the hush of dawn, as predators reposition themselves in the ever-changing hierarchy. Every sunrise brings new alliances, new rivalries, and the constant threat of upheaval. Every hunt, every confrontation, every calculated move sends ripples through the ecosystem. The strategies of these four great powers dictate the rhythm of life and death for all who inhabit this wild arena. Prey animals remain ever vigilant, their senses tuned to the slightest hint of danger, while the predators refine their tactics with each passing day. Here, dominance is never assured. Every day is a contest, a relentless test of strength, speed, cunning, and unity. The outcome is written in the dust, only to be erased and rewritten with every sunrise. Each predator must adapt, innovate, and fight for its place, for in the savannah, complacency is a death sentence. The delicate balance of the savannah is maintained by this ceaseless struggle. Predator and prey are locked in an ancient dance, each shaping the other's destiny. The tension is palpable. Every glance, every movement, a calculation of risk and reward. The line between safety and danger is ever shifting, redrawn with every heartbeat. In this world, survival is the only true crown. Power is fleeting, claimed and lost in the blink of an eye, but the struggle endures, etched into every sunrise, every hunt, every heartbeat on the savannah. Here the wild writes its own laws, and only the most adaptable, the most determined, can hope to wear nature's crown, if only for a moment. In the vast, sun-drenched heart of the African savannah, every day is a relentless test of survival. Here the rules are simple but unforgiving. Stay alert, adapt quickly, and never let your guard down. Prey animals, shaped by countless generations of predation, have evolved a remarkable suite of defences, each one a testament to nature's ingenuity and the ceaseless pressure of the hunt. Every movement across these open plains is deliberate. Grazing herds never truly relax. Their senses are perpetually on high alert, attuned to the faintest whisper of grass or the subtle flicker of a shadow. Impalas, for instance, can halt in an instant, muscles tensed, ears swivelling to triangulate the source of a distant sound. In a split second, they are ready to explode into motion, vanishing from danger before a predator can even close the gap. Towering above the golden grasses, the giraffe serves as a living watchtower for the herds. Its extraordinary height grants it a panoramic view, allowing it to spot threats long before they draw near. When danger approaches, a giraffe's warning posture ripples through the herd, triggering a wave of vigilance. And if a predator dares to attack, the giraffe's powerful legs can deliver a lethal kick, capable of breaking a lion's jaw or even ending its hunt in a single blow. Zebras, meanwhile, have mastered the art of visual deception. Their bold stripes, so striking at rest, become a dazzling blur when the herd bolts. As they weave through the tall grass, their patterns merge into a shifting tapestry, confounding the eyes of would-be attackers. For a predator, isolating a single target from this living illusion is a near impossible task, buying the herd precious seconds to escape. The wildebeest rely on the overwhelming force of numbers. During the Great Migration, millions surge across the savannah and plunge through rivers, moving as a single unstoppable tide. Calves are kept at the centre, shielded by vigilant adults who form a living barrier against prowling predators. In this chaos, lions and crocodiles are forced to target only the most vulnerable at the edges, while the majority pass safely through the gauntlet. Cape buffaloes are the embodiment of collective defence. When a threat is detected, the herd instantly forms a formidable circle, horns angled outward, calves and weaker members protected at the core. Their unity is unbreakable. Even the most determined predators hesitate before this wall of muscle and horn. The buffaloes snort and stamp, eyes blazing with defiance, ready to charge as one if the danger persists. Each species has refined its own survival blueprint. Giraffes use height for vigilance. Zebras wield stripes for confusion. Wildebeests trust in sheer numbers, and buffaloes rely on unity and strength. Together, these strategies form a living fortress, a dynamic shield against the ever-present threat of predation. The prey of the savannah are anything but passive. Their existence is a constant, finely tuned dance, alert, adaptive, and fiercely collective. Every sense is sharpened to perfection, every movement calculated for survival. When danger strikes, the response is immediate and coordinated, a testament to the power of instinct and the strength of the herd. As the sun dips below the horizon, the tension in the air thickens. Predator and prey face off in the fading light, each measuring the other's resolve. The savannah becomes a stage for this ancient contest, where every decision can mean the difference between life and death. Here, survival is never guaranteed. It is earned through resilience, through ingenuity, and through the unbreakable bonds that tie the herd together. In this wild, untamed arena, only those who adapt, who anticipate, and who stand together will endure. The art of not being eaten is a masterpiece of evolution, painted anew with every rising sun. Along the serpentine arteries of Africa, a silent but relentless contest for dominance unfolds with the rising sun. Here the river is ruled by ancient sovereigns, crocodiles, hippos and flamingos, each wielding power in their own distinct way, shaping the destiny of these waters with every calculated move and instinctive reaction. The Nile crocodile, armoured in rugged prehistoric scales, lies perfectly still at the river's edge, blending seamlessly with the muddy banks. Only the subtle ripple of water and the glint of its ancient eyes betray its presence. Patient and calculating, it waits for hours, sometimes days, for the precise moment when prey draws near. Then, with a sudden, explosive surge, it erupts from the shallows, jaws snapping shut with a force unmatched in the animal kingdom. This bite, capable of crushing bone and sinew, is the culmination of millions of years of evolution. A weapon honed for survival in a world where hesitation means hunger. Yet even the formidable crocodile must yield to the river's true heavyweight, the hippopotamus. Towering above the waterline, the hippo's immense bulk is matched only by its unpredictable temperament. Despite its herbivorous diet, the hippo is fiercely territorial, defending its patch of riverbank with astonishing aggression. When provoked, it charges with surprising speed, jaws agape, revealing a cavernous mouth lined with tusk-like teeth. Rivals and intruders scatter before this display, for the hippo's bite can cleave through wood and bone alike, and its wrath is legendary among all who share these waters. The hippo's dominance is not enforced through predation, but through sheer intimidation and brute strength. Its gaping maw, framed by massive incisors, serves as a living warning sign, a signal to all who approach that this territory is fiercely guarded. Even the river's most notorious predators, the crocodiles, give way to the hippo's imposing presence. The mere sight of a hippo emerging from the depths can alter the daily rhythms of life along the banks, forcing other creatures to adapt or retreat. In stark contrast to these titans, the alkaline lakes of the Rift Valley host a spectacle of delicate mastery. Here, millions of flamingos gather in a breathtaking congregation, transforming the water's surface into a living canvas of vibrant pink. Their slender forms move in unison, each bird a brushstroke in a masterpiece painted by nature's hand. The air is filled with the soft rustle of feathers and the gentle murmur of countless voices, a symphony of life thriving where few others can endure. Flamingos possess specialized bills, perfectly adapted to filter feed on microscopic algae and crustaceans that flourish in these caustic waters. Their synchronized movements, rippling across the shallows in coordinated waves, serve both as a defense against predators and as a celebration of abundance. Each step, each dip of the head, is a testament to the intricate balance of instinct and necessity. In this harsh environment, their unity becomes their strength, allowing them to thrive where few others dare to venture. Each of these river dwellers has carved out a unique path to survival. The crocodile's patience and explosive power, the hippo's brute force and territorial might, and the flamingo's unity and adaptability, each adaptation is a finely tuned response to the relentless challenges of the wild. Their lives are a constant negotiation with the river, a daily struggle for space, food and safety. Where their territories overlap, tension simmers just beneath the surface. Crocodiles and hippos eye each other with wary respect, each acutely aware of the other's formidable strengths. The riverbank becomes a contested frontier, a shifting boundary where alliances are fleeting, and every encounter is a test of will. Even the flamingos, though seemingly removed from these power struggles, must remain vigilant, ever alert to the dangers that lurk nearby. In this realm, survival is etched in the razor-sharp edge of a crocodile's tooth, the formidable curve of a hippo's horn, and the luminous brilliance of a flamingo's plumage. Each species leaves an indelible mark on the ever-shifting tapestry of life, their stories woven together by the river's ancient currents. Here the sovereigns endure, timeless, resilient, and forever shaping the wild heart of Africa. Across the wild, the ancient laws of survival are being rewritten by a force more relentless than any predator: climate change. Once, the pulse of the seasons dictated migrations, births and hunts, weaving a tapestry of life that endured for millennia. Now that rhythm is fractured. Storms gather with newfound ferocity, rainfall patterns shift unpredictably, and the very landscapes themselves transform before our eyes, sending shockwaves through every ecosystem. As the sun's heat intensifies, the open plains become inhospitable by midday. Cheetahs, once masters of the daylight chase, are now forced to hunt in the fragile hours of dawn and dusk, when the air is cooler, but the risks are greater. In these shadowed moments, they cross paths with lions and leopards, rivals whose presence turns every pursuit into a high-stakes gamble. Each hunt is a test of nerve and agility, as the cheetah must outwit not only its prey, but also the predators that stalk the same ground. In the world of reptiles, the temperature of the sand beneath their nests now holds the fate of generations. Crocodile and sea turtle hatchlings emerge into a world where the balance of males and females is determined by the warmth of the earth. As temperatures rise, this delicate equilibrium is thrown into chaos, threatening the survival of entire species. The odds of survival shift with every degree, as the next generation faces a future shaped by forces beyond their control. Far to the north, the Arctic's frozen kingdom is dissolving beneath the paws of the polar bear. Once rulers of the endless ice, these apex hunters now find their world shrinking with every passing season. As sea ice vanishes, polar bears are driven onto barren land, forced to search for unfamiliar prey and adapt to a landscape that no longer offers certainty. Each step across the melting floes is a journey into the unknown, as the bear's ancient instincts are tested against a rapidly changing world. Reindeer herds, once guided by the steady pulse of the seasons, now face migrations fraught with peril. Melting rivers swell and fragment their ancient routes, while unpredictable weather turns familiar paths into treacherous obstacles. Many are stranded, cut off from food and safety as their numbers dwindle with each passing year. The journey that once defined their existence has become a struggle for survival against forces they cannot predict. In parched landscapes, shrinking waterholes become battlegrounds where life and death are decided daily. Herds gather in desperate search for sustenance, their numbers swelling as resources vanish. Predators and prey are forced into uneasy proximity, their old strategies unravelling as the rules of engagement shift. Every sip of water is a risk, every approach a calculated move in a game where the stakes have never been higher. The wild's eternal contest has evolved into a test of ingenuity. Survival now belongs not just to the swift or the strong, but to those who can innovate, learning new ways to hunt, forage, and endure in habitats transformed beyond recognition. From predators developing novel hunting strategies to prey mastering unfamiliar terrain, adaptation is the new currency of life. Every day, animals are tested by storms, droughts, and challenges never faced before. Their determination is etched in every cautious step, every leap across a widening gap, every moment spent braving the elements. The wild is a crucible, forging resilience in those who refuse to yield. As dawn breaks over a world in flux, the future of the wild hinges on adaptation. Only those who can master these new rules, who can read the shifting signs and respond with courage and creativity, will carve out a place in tomorrow's untamed lands. In this era of uncertainty, the story of survival is being rewritten, one determined step at a time. At the northernmost edge of our planet, the Arctic unfolds in a breathtaking expanse of frozen silence. Here, the land is shaped by relentless winds that sweep across endless plains of snow and ice, sculpting the landscape into a world both stark and beautiful. For much of the year, darkness reigns, broken only by the faint glow of the aurora. In this harsh environment, only the most remarkable creatures survive, each one a living testament to nature's relentless drive to adapt and endure. The Arctic fox, wrapped in a luxurious winter coat, is a master of disguise. Its fur, which shifts from earthy brown in summer to pure white in winter, allows it to vanish against the snowdrifts, evading both predators and prey. Beneath its paws, dense fur acts as natural insulation, protecting it from the biting chill and enabling it to move effortlessly across the frozen crust. With acute hearing, it detects the faintest rustle beneath the snow, pouncing with precision to snatch hidden rodents in the depths below. Reindeer, known in North America as caribou, journey in vast herds across the tundra, their migrations spanning hundreds of miles. Their broad, splayed hooves act as natural snowshoes, distributing their weight and preventing them from sinking into deep drifts. Both males and females grow antlers, which they use to dig through the snow in search of lichen, their primary winter food. Their vision extends into the ultraviolet spectrum, revealing subtle contrasts in the snow and exposing predators or food sources invisible to the human eye. Across the endless white wolf packs roam with purpose and precision. These apex predators rely on complex social structures, communicating through body language, scent, and haunting howls that echo for miles. Working together, they track and bring down prey far larger than themselves, such as reindeer, using coordinated tactics honed over generations. Each hunt is a test of endurance and unity, with every member playing a vital role in the survival of the pack. The snowy owl, draped in thick insulating feathers, is a silent sentinel of the tundra. With piercing yellow eyes, it scans the landscape for movement, hunting primarily by day, a rarity among owls. Its survival is intricately linked to the population cycles of lemmings, which it locates even beneath deep snow. When prey is scarce, the snowy owl's resilience is tested, forcing it to travel vast distances in search of sustenance. Every inhabitant of the Arctic is a specialist, perfectly attuned to the rhythm of freeze and thaw. The smallest lemming tunnels beneath the snow, creating a hidden world of passageways insulated from the worst of the cold. The stoat, with its slender body and keen senses, stalks its prey in silence, its white winter coat blending seamlessly with the landscape. Each adaptation is a finely tuned response to the challenges of survival in this unforgiving realm. Here, survival is not a contest of strength, but a test of endurance and resourcefulness. Animals huddle together for warmth, burrow deep beneath the snow to escape the wind, and conserve every ounce of energy through the endless polar night. When storms rage and temperatures plummet, it is cooperation and adaptation, not dominance, that ensure survival. At the very edge of the world, life persists against all odds. In this realm of ice and shadow, resilience is the ultimate power. Every heartbeat, every breath is a quiet victory over the cold, a testament to the enduring spirit of the wild. Beneath the restless, shimmering surface, the ocean reveals itself as a grand theatre, an arena where every moment is a test of survival, and every creature is both actor and audience. Here, the choreography is dictated by the ceaseless push and pull of tides, the swirling embrace of currents, and the unyielding drive to endure. Life in these waters is a constant negotiation, a delicate balance between predator and prey, opportunity and risk. Orcas, the undisputed tacticians of the sea, glide through the depths with a purpose honed by generations. Each pod is a tightly knit family, led by a wise matriarch whose knowledge shapes the group's fate. Through a complex language of clicks and calls, they share strategies, coordinate hunts, and pass down traditions unique to their lineage. Their synchronized movements ripple through the water, a silent signal that a hunt is underway, every member playing a precise role in the unfolding drama. Each year, the ocean hosts a spectacle of staggering scale, the sardine run. Billions of sardines surge along the coast, forming dense, glittering bait balls that become the epicenter of a feeding frenzy. Dolphins, sharks, whales, and seabirds converge from miles around, drawn by the promise of abundance. The water erupts with motion as predators slice through the silvery masses, each exploiting its own unique advantage in the chaos. Above, seabirds dive with pinpoint accuracy. Below, sharks and dolphins weave through the swirling cloud, turning the ocean into a living tempest. Dolphins, renowned for their intelligence and cooperation, orchestrate the hunt with remarkable precision. Working as a team, they herd sardines into ever tighter spheres, using bursts of speed and coordinated maneuvers. Their rapid-fire clicks and whistles serve as both communication and sonar, guiding the pod's movements and synchronizing their attack. In these moments, the ocean's intricate web of relationships is laid bare. Each dolphin's action amplifying the group's success, each sardine's movement shaping the outcome. For sea turtles, the ocean is both cradle and crucible. Guided by the invisible lines of the Earth's magnetic field, they embark on migrations that span entire oceans. From the moment a fragile hatchling braves the surf, it faces a gauntlet of dangers. Predators lurking above and below, relentless waves, and the vastness of the open sea. Only a rare few survive to adulthood, gliding through the blue expanse with a grace earned by perseverance and luck. Their journeys connect distant shores, linking generations across time and tide. Along the tangled margins, where river meets sea, jaguars move with silent purpose. Masters of stealth, they slip into the water to hunt armoured caiman, their powerful jaws and keen senses making them formidable predators. In some regions, the presence of these elusive hunters deters smaller threats, offering unexpected sanctuary to vulnerable sea turtle nests nearby. Here, the jaguar's shadow shapes the fate of countless lives, its influence rippling through the ecosystem in subtle, profound ways. Every inhabitant of the ocean, from the tiniest sardine to the mighty orca, plays a role in this vast interconnected world. Schools of fish move as a single shimmering entity, their unity a shield against danger. Rays glide effortlessly above the reefs, their wings casting shadows on the coral below. Predators patrol the depths ever watchful, their presence shaping the behaviour of all around them. Together they form a living mosaic, each piece essential, each life entwined with countless others. Survival in the ocean demands constant innovation. Dolphins hunt in perfect synchrony, their teamwork a marvel of natural engineering. Sharks circle with patient precision, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Seabirds plunge from the sky, piercing the surface in pursuit of fleeting prey. Elsewhere, octopuses vanish into the rocky seafloor, their bodies shifting colour and texture in an instant. Cuttlefish flash vibrant warnings, while jellyfish drift on invisible currents, their delicate forms both beautiful and deadly. Each adaptation is a testament to the ocean's boundless creativity. Predator and prey are locked in an endless dance, weaving through coral labyrinths and open water alike. Every encounter is a contest of speed, cunning and instinct, a fleeting moment that can mean life or death. Coral reefs pulse with colour and movement, each crevice hiding both danger and refuge. Here, the drama of survival unfolds in vivid detail, painting a portrait of the ocean's raw beauty and intricate complexity. In this boundless theatre, every life is a thread in a tapestry woven by time and tide. The ocean's power plays unfold in silence and spectacle, shaping destinies in ways both seen and unseen. Here, beneath the waves, the story of life is written anew each day, a testament to resilience, ingenuity, and the enduring mystery of the deep. In the mist-veiled rivers of the Pacific Northwest, wild Pacific salmon embark on a journey that is as ancient as the forests themselves. Each autumn, as the air turns crisp and the leaves begin to fall, thousands of salmon surge upstream, their bodies flashing silver and crimson in the filtered sunlight. They navigate swirling rapids, leap over moss-covered logs, and push through narrow channels, all driven by an instinct imprinted over countless generations. Their story begins as fragile fry, no larger than a blade of grass, hidden beneath the cool, shaded waters of forest streams. Here, beneath the protective canopy of towering evergreens, they learn the subtle rhythms of the river. How to dart between pebbles, how to sense the changing currents, and how to avoid lurking dangers. As they grow, their bodies transform, adapting to the brackish world beyond the river's mouth. They journey downstream, entering the vast, unpredictable expanse of the Pacific Ocean, where they will spend years navigating open water, evading predators, and feeding in the nutrient-rich currents. When the time comes, a powerful urge draws them homeward. They return to the very streams where they were born, battling upstream against relentless currents and surging waterfalls. Their bodies, now marked by scars and exhaustion, are a testament to their struggle. Along the way, they become a vital source of nourishment for the wild inhabitants of the forest. Grizzly bears snatch them from the shallows, wolves wait patiently by the banks, and bald eagles swoop down from the treetops, each predator depending on this seasonal abundance to survive the coming winter. Yet the journey's end is not marked by silence. The bodies of spent salmon, left on the riverbanks and forest floor, are quickly claimed by a host of scavengers, foxes, otters, and a multitude of insects. As the salmon decay, they release a surge of nutrients carried from the distant ocean, infusing the soil and feeding the roots of ancient trees. This transfer of life sustains the forest, enriching the earth and supporting a web of organisms that depend on this annual gift. This extraordinary cycle forges a living bridge between ocean, river, and forest. Nutrients gathered from the open sea are carried upstream in the bodies of salmon, nourishing the land and fueling the lush green canopy that shades the streams. The river, forest and ocean become inseparably linked, each one sustaining the next in a delicate balance that has endured for millennia. In the gravel beds of the river, female salmon carefully select a spot to lay their eggs, using their tails to carve out shallow nests. Here, beneath the cool, flowing water, the next generation is sheltered, protected by the stones and nourished by the nutrients left behind by their ancestors. The cycle begins anew as tiny embryos develop, ready to one day repeat this remarkable journey. Every part of the salmon's body is consumed or absorbed. Fungi break down the flesh, beetles and insects feed on the remains, and even the smallest plants draw sustenance from the nutrients released into the soil. The forest floor bursts with new life, a living testament to the salmon's enduring legacy and the interconnectedness of all things in this wild landscape. The salmon's final journey is more than a tale of survival. It is a story of renewal and transformation. It is an unbroken chain that binds river, forest and ocean in a tapestry of life, where every ending becomes the foundation for a new beginning. In this wild, untamed world, the legacy of the salmon endures, shaping the land and sustaining the cycle for generations yet to come. Across the wild expanse, nature orchestrates a symphony of power and subtlety, each note played by countless living beings, woven into a tapestry of connection. As the first rays of sunlight spill across the savannah, a living mosaic awakens. Every species, every blade of grass, every droplet of water, each fulfilling a role in a grand design refined over thousands of generations. The land breathes with the pulse of life, its rhythms shaped by the invisible threads that bind all creatures together. Elephants, the architects of the wild, carve new trails through dense brush and dig waterholes that become lifelines for entire communities. Their movements reshape the landscape, opening pathways for smaller creatures and nourishing the earth. Baboons, ever alert, navigate a world of shifting alliances and complex social bonds, their interactions echoing the intricate dance of survival. High above, a leopard surveys the world from its perch, blending patience with silent precision, its presence a quiet force that influences the very rhythm of the wild. Predator and prey are locked in an endless contest, each heartbeat a test of instinct and adaptation. The impala, ever vigilant, senses the faintest tremor of danger before it emerges, while the lion's approach is a masterclass in stealth and patience. The cheetah's explosive chase across the grassland is a fleeting burst of energy, a gamble where every second counts. Beneath the river's surface, crocodiles wait in perfect stillness, while herds of zebra and wildebeest cross with caution, their movements dictated by ancient memory and the ever-present threat of predation. This perpetual struggle is not merely survival. It is the driving force behind evolution, shaping every trait, every behavior, every life. African wild dogs gather in tight-knit packs, their unity forged through intricate communication, decisions made in a chorus of sneezes and subtle signals. Hyenas, with their complex social structures, inherit their place in a strict hierarchy, each birthright determining the fate of the clan. Cheetahs, the embodiment of speed and grace, weigh every sprint with careful calculation, knowing that a single misstep could mean the difference between feast and famine. Jackals exchange information with nuanced gestures, while servals and caracoles move with silent precision, each adapted to a unique niche within the ecosystem. Scavengers descend upon the remains of the fallen, ensuring that nothing is wasted in this cycle of renewal. Vultures cleanse the land, their keen eyes finding sustenance where others see only loss. Migrating herds churn the soil as they cross rivers, their hooves fertilizing the banks and preparing the ground for new growth. Even the smallest engineers, dung beetles, termites and ants, reshape the earth beneath our feet, their tireless labour aerating the soil, recycling nutrients and sustaining the world above in ways both subtle and profound. The web of life is a masterpiece of delicacy and strength. Each thread, from the silent spider spinning its intricate trap to the flock of birds startled into flight, is essential to the whole. As dusk falls, bats emerge in swirling clouds, their nightly hunt a vital link in the chain. Frogs call in chorus beside moonlit ponds, their voices a signal of healthy waters. Fireflies flicker in the undergrowth, tiny beacons of life in the darkness. When a single strand is disturbed, the entire structure quivers, a reminder of both the fragility and resilience that define the wild. Yet, as the world changes, ancient patterns are disrupted. Glaciers melt, their icy grip releasing torrents that reshape the land. Forests shrink, their boundaries receding with every passing season, leaving countless creatures searching for sanctuary. Rivers dry to cracked earth, and the homes of the wild's most vulnerable inhabitants vanish. A lone rhino treads across a parched landscape, an orphaned elephant calf searches for its lost herd, each a testament to the mounting urgency to protect what remains. Every lost habitat, every fading call in the night is a warning echoing across the ages. In this ever-shifting world, the next generation learns by watching, by daring, by surviving. Elephant calves move cautiously under the watchful eyes of their elders, absorbing lessons written in the dust and wind. Lion cubs practice their stalks in the tall grass, each pounce a rehearsal for the challenges ahead. Young giraffes test their legs, stretching toward the sky, while fledgling birds take their first leap from the nest, trusting in the wisdom passed down through countless generations. Every lesson, every instinct is a thread in the fabric of survival, a promise that the wild's wisdom will endure. In the harmony of nature, there is a profound wisdom, a balance that sustains life, weathers adversity, and inspires awe. The sunrise over untouched wilderness, the calm river winding through dense forest, the gentle rain nourishing lush foliage, each moment is a testament to the resilience and beauty of the wild. Here, beneath the rainbow's arc and the shimmer of moonlight on a quiet lake, the story of existence continues, delicate yet unbreakable, a living testament to the enduring power of nature's balance. Gap 2s. As the last golden rays of sunlight slip behind the tangled silhouettes of ancient trees, the forest transforms. Shadows stretch and deepen, and a new court of rulers emerges beneath the velvet shroud of night. The world above and below the canopy shifts, as if holding its breath for the drama about to unfold. In the hush of twilight, owls take to the air, masters of silent flight. Their broad wings, edged with specialized feathers, slice through the darkness without a whisper, allowing them to drift undetected between the gnarled branches. Each movement is a testament to millions of years of evolution, perfecting the art of stealth. Gap 2s. With eyes that pierce the gloom, these nocturnal hunters scan for the faintest flicker of movement below. Their vision, attuned to the dimmest light, reveals a world invisible to most. Every swoop is calculated, every descent a silent strike that can change the fate of a mouse or shrew in an instant. Perched high above, an owl's unblinking gaze surveys its domain. It is both judge and executioner, a sentinel whose presence shapes the delicate balance of life below. The forest floor is a stage, and every creature is aware of the silent monarch overhead. Gap 2s. In the tangled undergrowth, bush babies awaken. With a sudden burst of energy, they leap between shadows, their movements quick and unpredictable. Their enormous luminous eyes reflect the starlight, granting them a ghostly presence as they forage for insects and fruit. Each leap is a calculated risk, a dance with gravity and darkness. Above the treetops, bats emerge in swirling clouds. Their wings beat in rapid, erratic patterns as they carve invisible paths through the night air. Using echolocation, they send out high-pitched calls, mapping their surroundings with astonishing precision. Insects shimmer in the moonlight, only to vanish in a blur as the bats orchestrate a ballet of pursuit and capture. Gap 2s. On the forest floor, the serval prowls with elongated, graceful limbs. Its coat, dappled with spots and stripes, blends seamlessly with the tall grasses and shadows. The serval's oversized ears swivel independently, capturing the faintest rustle or heartbeat of hidden prey. Every muscle is poised, every step measured as it stalks through the darkness with unwavering focus. When the moment is right, the serval launches itself in a powerful arcing leap. Each pounce is a gamble against the odds, but every successful catch is a testament to the unforgiving rules that govern the night. Gap 2s. Even the smallest hunters are crowned with mastery. A praying mantis, perfectly camouflaged among the fresh green leaves, waits in absolute stillness. Its forelegs, folded in a posture of patience, are ready to strike with lightning speed at any unsuspecting prey that wanders too close. Nearby, spiders work tirelessly through the night, spinning intricate webs that glisten with dew. Each silken strand is a trap, engineered to ensnare the unwary and ensure the spider's survival in this competitive realm. Gap 2s. In the wetlands, a chorus of frogs rises, their voices swelling into a symphony that echoes across the water. Each call is both a declaration of territory and a hopeful invitation to potential mates. Along the riverbanks, fireflies flicker in the darkness. Their brief, synchronized illuminations form a silent language, a code older than memory, signaling to others across the night. Gap 2s. Here, power is not measured by brute force, but by the ability to master the unseen. The rulers of the night are defined by their stealth, patience, and remarkable adaptations. Every movement is calculated, every breath measured. The darkness is both shield and weapon, offering protection and opportunity in equal measure. From the delicate moth resting on tree bark to the elusive genet prowling under the moonlight, each creature plays a vital role in maintaining the nocturnal balance, a balance that daylight can never fully reveal. Gap 2s. As the first hints of dawn colour the horizon, the crowns of night are quietly surrendered. The rulers of darkness slip away, their secrets folded into the shadows, waiting for the sun to set once more. The forest stirs with new life as the day's creatures emerge, but the influence of the night's monarchs lingers, woven into the endless story of survival, adaptation, and the relentless pursuit of power. The night's hidden monarchs retreat into the fading mist, their legacy etched into every leaf, every shadow, and every heartbeat that pulses through the wild. As dawn breaks and the last shadows of night dissolve, the forest awakens to a subtler form of power, one that is not declared with roars or displays of dominance, but is woven quietly through the fabric of life itself. Here, strength is measured not by force, but by the intricate bonds that link every creature, every plant, every unseen presence beneath the canopy. On the forest floor, columns of army ants advance in perfect formation, their movements synchronized as if guided by a single mind. Each ant, from the smallest worker to the formidable soldier, is driven by a shared purpose, their silent march shaping the fate of countless other lives in their path. Deep within the nest, the queen presides over her bustling colony. Workers ferry food, soldiers defend the perimeter, and together they form a living superorganism, one whose collective might surpasses that of any lone predator stalking the undergrowth. Communication is their lifeblood. With a delicate brush of antennae, they exchange chemical messages, signals that coordinate raids, direct harvests, and mobilize defenses against rival colonies. Every touch, every scent is a thread in the colony's invisible web. Above, the ancient fig trees rise, their immense canopies casting a patchwork of light and shadow. These giants are more than mere witnesses to the forest drama. They are architects of cooperation, their branches hosting a world within a world. Hidden within the figs, wasp larvae develop in secret chambers, nurtured by the tree's bounty. The relationship is delicate, precise, each species of fig tree paired with its own wasp partner, their fates entwined over millennia. In return for shelter, the wasps pollinate the figs, ensuring the next generation of both tree and insect. This ancient alliance is a cornerstone of the ecosystem, a silent pact that sustains life far beyond its participants. The fruits, ripening in the treetops, draw a multitude of forest dwellers. Birds, monkeys, and insects all converge, their survival tied to the fig's abundance. The tree's generosity ripples outward, nourishing an entire community. On the ground below, a dung beetle labours with its precious cargo. Rolling a single sphere of nourishment, it prepares a future for its offspring while returning vital nutrients to the soil, quietly fueling the cycle of growth. Beneath the surface, a hidden network pulses with life. Fungal mycelium threads weave through the earth, connecting the roots of distant trees channeling water and minerals where they are needed most. These mycorrhizal webs unite the old and the young, allowing ancient giants to share their strength with fragile saplings, and the dying to pass on their legacy to the living. The forest's resilience is born from this silent communion. Far from the forest, on the open grasslands, oxpeckers perch atop buffalo and giraffes. With sharp eyes and nimble beaks, they remove parasites and sound the alarm at the first sign of danger, forging a partnership that benefits both bird and beast. As the seasons shift and herds migrate, these alliances adapt. The boundaries between helper and opportunist blur, each species adjusting its role in response to the ever-changing rhythms of the wild. Even the hunters are not exempt from this web of connection. Predators move with caution, their fates intertwined with those they pursue and those who share their territory. In the frozen silence, wolves and ravens form an unlikely alliance. The birds guide the pack to hidden prey, and in return feast on the remains. Through subtle signals and mutual understanding, competition transforms into collaboration, a testament to the adaptability of life. Across every landscape, from tangled rainforest to open plain, the true strength of the wild lies in its connections. Like a spider's web shimmering with dew, these bonds are both delicate and enduring, spun from trust, necessity, and the memory of countless generations. Here, survival is rarely the achievement of a single creature. Every life is shaped by the presence and actions of others, each moment a reflection of the alliances that sustain the whole. Ultimately, it is these countless partnerships, each as intricate and fragile as the gossamer threads that lace the world together, that define the wild's enduring power. In this realm, every connection matters, and every alliance, no matter how silent, is a force that shapes the destiny of life itself. Far to the south, where the world is sculpted by relentless winds and the land is locked beneath a thick ancient shroud of ice, a realm unlike any other endures, the Icebound Empires of Antarctica. Here the rules of survival are rewritten, not by the clash of claws or the flash of fangs, but by the merciless grip of cold and the scarcity of life-sustaining resources. The Antarctic continent stretches out in a vast frozen expanse, its surface a mosaic of fractured ice and snow, shaped by centuries of unyielding weather. Beneath this frozen armour, life persists in forms both familiar and astonishing, each adapted to the extremes of this isolated world. As winter descends, the sun vanishes below the horizon for months on end, plunging the continent into a deep, unbroken darkness. Temperatures plummet, and the wind howls across the ice, transforming the landscape into a realm of perpetual night and biting cold. Yet even in this forbidding environment, life finds a way. Emperor penguins, the continent's most iconic inhabitants, gather in immense colonies, forming tight-knit societies that defy the elements. Their unity is their strength, a living testament to the power of cooperation in the face of adversity. On the wind-lashed plateau, thousands of emperor penguins stand shoulder to shoulder, merging into a single living shield against the polar night. Each bird presses close to its neighbour, sharing precious warmth and sheltering one another from the relentless wind. Within this fortress of feathers, the males undertake a remarkable feat. Each balances a single fragile egg atop his feet, carefully insulated beneath a fold of skin. For weeks they endure the cold, fasting and motionless, their only focus the survival of the next generation. The promise of new life rests on their patience and resilience. Every movement within the huddle is deliberate, a slow, synchronized dance as the penguins rotate positions, ensuring that no individual faces the full force of the wind for long. This constant, methodical rotation is a marvel of instinct and cooperation, allowing the colony to conserve heat and survive conditions that would be fatal to any solitary creature. In this world, the collective is everything. The strength of the group eclipses the vulnerability of the individual, forging a bond that is as vital as the warmth they share. Beneath the fractured sea ice, another community thrives, hidden from the world above. Weddell seals, masters of the under-ice realm, carve breathing holes through the thick ice with their formidable teeth. These portals are lifelines, maintained throughout the winter, allowing the seals to surface for air in a world otherwise sealed shut. Time and again they return to these icy openings, navigating the labyrinth beneath the frozen surface with an intimate knowledge passed down through generations. In the inky darkness, their haunting calls echo through the water, a language of territory and courtship that fills the silent world below the ice. Nearby, vast swarms of Antarctic krill drift in shimmering clouds, their tiny bodies forming the foundation of the polar food web. Though small, their abundance is the quiet engine that sustains life across the continent. From the darting silverfish to the formidable orca, every species here is connected by the pulse of this planktonic tide. The timing of migrations and hunts is dictated by the ebb and flow of krill, a rhythm as ancient as the ice itself. Orcapods glide beneath the ice, their movements precise and coordinated, while penguins dive in pursuit of krill, each hunt a testament to the delicate balance of this ecosystem. Above the frozen expanse, the sky is alive with the movement of skuas and petrels, ever watchful and opportunistic. With sharp eyes and swift wings, these predatory birds patrol the colonies, searching for any sign of weakness. A stray chick, an unguarded egg, a fleeting chance for survival in a land of scarcity. Their presence is a constant reminder that even here, at the edge of the world, the struggle for life is unending and the balance of power is ever in flux. Each swoop and dive is a test of vigilance and resilience, a fleeting contest played out against the stark backdrop of ice and sky. In Antarctica, the empire belongs not to the strongest or the swiftest, but to those who can endure, adapt, and collaborate in the face of overwhelming odds. Here, survival is a chain unbroken by the harshest winds, the deepest darkness, and the longest hunger. Each link is tested, yet together they form a tapestry of life that endures where few others can. Bound by the unspoken laws of the ice, every creature plays its part in this frozen empire, a testament to the extraordinary resilience of life at the planet's coldest frontier. Beneath the surface of the living earth, where sunlight never penetrates and the world above is but a distant memory, a hidden realm pulses with life. Here, shielded from the eyes of predators and the relentless forces of wind and rain, an entire kingdom flourishes, one whose existence is essential to the balance of every ecosystem, yet remains largely unseen. The forest floor, thick with moss and tangled roots, conceals a labyrinthine world below. This is the domain of the architects beneath our feet, whose tireless labour sustains the very fabric of life above. Within the dense weave of roots, stones, and compacted earth, countless creatures orchestrate a silent symphony of construction and transformation. Ants, in particular, are the master builders of this underworld. Their colonies spiral downward in elaborate networks, each tunnel and chamber meticulously carved to serve a purpose. These subterranean cities rival the complexity of any metropolis above ground, with passageways that channel air, regulate humidity, and provide safe passage for thousands of inhabitants. The ants' tunnels act as living arteries, circulating moisture and nutrients through the soil, transforming barren earth into a thriving foundation for plant life. Each member of the colony has a role. Workers haul seeds and leaves to cultivate underground fungal gardens, while vigilant soldiers stand guard at the entrances, ever alert to threats. Deep within the heart of the colony, the queen remains hidden. Her presence felt only through the steady rhythm of new life she brings forth. Eggs that will become the next generation of builders, foragers and defenders. Yet ants are not the only engineers shaping this subterranean world. Earthworms, silent and unassuming, glide through the loam, consuming decaying matter and leaving behind trails of nutrient-rich castings. With every movement, they aerate the soil, creating channels that allow roots to breathe and water to penetrate deep into the ground. Their castings enrich the earth, providing essential nutrients for plants, while their tunnels guide rainwater to thirsty roots, preventing erosion and fostering growth. The presence of earthworms marks the difference between lifeless soil and a landscape teeming with abundance, their quiet labour underpinning the health of entire forests and grasslands. Interwoven with these animal architects are the silent threads of fungi. Mycelial networks stretch unseen through the darkness, connecting plant roots in a vast, living web. These fungal highways are conduits for nutrients, water, and even chemical messages. Through these connections, trees and plants share resources, warn each other of pests, and coordinate their growth, a secretive collaboration that shapes the destiny of the forest. Beneath the forest floor, this intricate network orchestrates a quiet, ongoing exchange, ensuring the survival of the community above. In this underworld, power is not measured by size or strength, but by the depth of connection and cooperation. Countless other soil dwellers, springtails, mites, and microfauna interact in a dynamic web, each playing a role in the endless cycle of decomposition and renewal. The most influential inhabitants are often the smallest, their lives unfolding in the shadows, yet their impact is profound. Together they break down organic matter, recycle nutrients, and maintain the delicate balance of the soil. Their alliances and rivalries drive the cycles of growth and decay, ensuring that nothing is wasted and every resource is returned to the earth. While the world above is alive with movement and spectacle, the true foundation of life is forged in darkness and silence. The architects below our feet work unseen, their influence radiating upward to shape the forests, grasslands, and all that flourishes in the light. Their dominion is one of patience and persistence, a silent force that underpins the grandeur of nature's visible world. In the grand hierarchy of the wild, it is this invisible empire, woven from the efforts of ants, worms, fungi, and countless others, that forms the bedrock upon which all life depends. In the wild, dominance is rarely announced with thunderous clashes or dramatic displays. Instead, the true balance of power is orchestrated through a series of subtle, almost invisible negotiations, an intricate dance where every movement, every pause, and every glance carries meaning. Most often, the equilibrium is preserved through delicate exchanges, fleeting looks, measured distances, and the quiet acknowledgement of boundaries. These are the silent conversations that govern the wild, shaping destinies without a sound. As the first light of dawn spills across the forest floor, a field mouse emerges at the edge of a clearing. Its nose twitches, sifting through the tapestry of scents. traces of rival rodents, the faint musk of a fox that passed in the night, the promise and peril woven into every breath. Each step forward is a calculated gamble, a silent negotiation between hunger and caution. The mouse weighs the risks, reading the invisible signals left behind by others, deciding when to move and when to freeze. Beneath the broad canopy of an acacia, a pair of oxpeckers rides atop a grazing buffalo. Their presence is more than mere convenience. It is a partnership forged by necessity and trust. The birds' beaks comb through the buffalo's coarse hide, plucking parasites with practiced precision. Yet their vigilance never wavers. Their sharp eyes constantly scan the horizon, ready to sound the alarm with a sudden burst of flight at the first sign of danger. The buffalo, in turn, tolerates their presence, accepting the grooming in exchange for heightened awareness. This is a quiet contract, renewed each morning, a mutual understanding that needs no words. High in the canopy, a troop of vervet monkeys navigates the tangled branches with practiced grace. Their movements are synchronized, each individual attuned to the shifting moods of the group. A low-ranking female edges closer to a cluster of ripe fruit, her every motion cautious. She glances repeatedly at her higher-ranking kin, searching for the smallest sign of permission or warning. She waits, poised for a subtle nod or a flicker of tolerance, a silent signal that she may proceed without provoking aggression. Here, social standing is negotiated not with violence, but with posture, gaze, and the ever-present threat that lies just beneath the surface. Every gesture is weighed, every expression scrutinized. Out on the open savanna, herds of zebra and wildebeest graze side by side. Their alliance is loose but purposeful, a living testament to the power of cooperation. With every additional pair of eyes and ears, the odds of detecting danger improve. Each animal contributes to the collective vigilance, their senses overlapping in a web of shared survival. The unspoken pact is simple: safety in numbers, vigilance multiplied, and the benefits of diversity harnessed for mutual protection. Even among predators, uneasy truces are forged. Competition gives way, if only briefly, to a fragile peace dictated by necessity. At the water's edge, a pride of lions lounges in the shade, while a solitary hyena keeps its distance, both parties acutely aware of the other's presence. The hyena waits, reading the lion's body language, gauging the moment when hunger gives way to indifference and the leftovers become fair game. No formal truce is ever declared, just a shifting web of tolerance and threat, each side testing the boundaries, each encounter a lesson in restraint. These invisible negotiations ripple through the wild, shaping the rhythm of daily life. Every interaction, no matter how small, is part of a larger, ongoing dialogue. A glance, a scent, a shift in posture. Each is a message, an offer, a warning or a plea. The language of the wild is written in nuance, understood by those who know how to listen. Here, power is a currency traded in silence. Survival belongs to those who can read the terms, who sense the undercurrents and respond with wisdom. In this ancient council chamber, beneath the endless sky, the true rulers are not the loudest or the strongest, but those who master the art of subtlety, whose lives are shaped by the quiet negotiations that define the wild. In the wilderness, balance is never achieved without sacrifice. For every alliance forged and every boundary respected, there is a cost, a price paid by some so that many may endure. Beneath the silent negotiations and unseen truces, the true currency of the wild is compromise. A lone African wild dog lopes along the edge of a sun-baked plain, its mottled coat blending with the shifting shadows. The pack has hunted through the night, but not every member will eat. The youngest, frailest, or least fortunate may leave the circle hungry, their place in the hierarchy determined by the relentless calculus of survival. Yet the strength of the pack depends on these sacrifices. Tomorrow the roles may shift. A different member will lead the chase. A different mouth will be first to feed. In the rainforest, a colony of leafcutter ants marches in tireless procession. Each ant surrenders a fragment of its harvest to nourish a fungus deep within their underground chambers, a fungus that in turn sustains the colony. The workers never taste the leaves they labor to collect. Instead, their devotion to the greater good cements the colony's future, their individual efforts woven together into a tapestry of collective survival. Along the rocky coast, a tide pool teems with life. Here, barnacles, anemones, and snails crowd every crevice, locked in a perpetual contest for space and sunlight. Some will be submerged at high tide, others exposed and vulnerable as the water recedes. Each must adapt, shifting positions, clinging tighter, or yielding their hold. The harmony of the pool depends on this constant adjustment, an endless series of concessions where no single creature ever truly dominates. In the canopy, a hornbill surrenders its freedom for the promise of safety. After sealing herself inside a hollow tree to nest, she relies entirely on her mate to deliver food through a narrow slit. Trust is her only shield against hunger and predation. The risk is immense, but the reward, a new generation, is worth the gamble. Even the mighty elephant, monarch of the Savannah, bows to the needs of the herd. Matriarchs lead their families across vast distances in search of water, but when the youngest calves tire, the entire group slows, their migration dictated by the pace of the weakest. Patience becomes the price of unity, and the survival of one ensures the survival of all. Through these acts of quiet self-denial and mutual dependence, the wild achieves its most precious state, harmony. Not a static peace, but a dynamic equilibrium, sustained by the willingness of each creature to yield, to adapt, and when necessary, to accept less for the sake of something greater. In nature's grand ledger, every gain is balanced by a loss, every victory tempered by restraint. The price of harmony is steep, but it is paid willingly, written in the footsteps of those who came before, and echoed in the silent promise of those who will follow. Only through this intricate exchange does the wilderness endure, ever fragile, ever resilient, and always renewed. As dawn breaks over the wild, fresh tracks etch the damp earth. Stories in the making, a testament to lives lived in constant negotiation with their world. The future of the wilderness is not inscribed in stone, but in the shifting, transient impressions left behind by each creature's passage. In a mist-laced forest, a herd of bison calves winding paths through the undergrowth, their hooves pressing seeds into the soil, quietly shaping tomorrow's landscape. Every movement is both a memory and a blueprint, an unspoken promise that the story continues. Beneath the surface of a tranquil pond, dragonfly nymphs emerge from the mud, casting off their larval skins in a silent ritual of transformation. Their ascent stirs sediment, feeding the roots of water lilies, each metamorphosis a link in a chain that binds predator, prey, and plant in a seamless cycle. In the high tundra, a snowshoe hare's tracks crisscross the powdery crust, vanishing as quickly as they appear with the next gust of wind. Yet even these fleeting marks guide a lynx's careful pursuit, teaching the hunter and the hunted alike the value of adaptation and vigilance. Along the tangled mangrove coast, Juvenile sharks glide through labyrinthine roots, learning the pathways carved by generations before them. Each twist and turn is a lesson: where to hide, where to hunt, how to survive the shifting tides. Here, the wisdom of the past is not spoken, but inherited, inscribed in instinct, and reinforced by every brush with danger. In every corner of the wild, the future is being written, not in grand declarations, but in the quiet persistence of life. The prints left by a wandering leopard, the subtle trails of beetles beneath tree bark, the ripples from a frog's leap into a moonlit pond. All are signatures of resilience, blueprints for those yet to come. The wilderness endures not through stasis, but through perpetual renewal, each track a thread in the ever-evolving tapestry. For in the wild, every step forward is both an inheritance and a bequest, a legacy written, erased, and written again as the dance of survival plays on beneath the open sky. Above the forest floor, where sunlight filters through a mosaic of emerald leaves, a different story unfolds, one written in the heights, where branches sway and life thrives in the shifting shadows. Here the canopy is a living archive, its layers humming with the activity of creatures seldom seen but ever present. A troop of colobus monkeys leaps from limb to limb, their black and white forms tracing ancient aerial highways. Each landing sends a shiver through the branches, scattering seeds and awakening insects hidden in the bark. Their calls echo through the green cathedral, a chorus that marks territory, forges bonds, and warns of silent dangers lurking below. In the tangled web of vines, a chameleon inches forward, its skin pulsing with subtle colour shifts, matching the dappled light, vanishing into the tapestry of foliage. Every movement is a calculated risk, a delicate negotiation between hunger and concealment. Nearby, a pair of hornbills perform a ritual exchange, passing fruit from beak to beak, their partnership ensuring the spread of seeds to forgotten corners of the forest. High above, a harpy eagle glides on broad wings, surveying the living labyrinth. Its shadow glances across the canopy, a fleeting reminder of the balance between predator and prey. Squirrels freeze, butterflies scatter, and cicadas fall silent in the presence of this apex watcher. Yet even the eagle is bound to the rhythms of the forest, its fate entwined with the abundance below. Within these leafy heights, every action ripples outward. Leaves flutter, flowers bloom, and the air is thick with the promise of rain. The canopy is not a roof, but a bridge, a living connection between earth and sky, past and future. Here life persists in perpetual motion, each creature shaping the world above as surely as tracks shape the world below. As dusk settles and the forest breathes in twilight, the echoes in the canopy linger, a testament to the unbroken chain of adaptation and survival. In this elevated realm, the future is not only written in tracks upon the ground, but in the silent, soaring journeys between the leaves. Beneath the living tapestry of the canopy, another drama unfolds, hidden within the silent strength of the trees themselves. Just beneath the rough skin of ancient trunks and twisting branches, a network pulses with unseen life. Here the xylem and phloem become highways, ferrying water, minerals, and the silent messages of survival from root to crown. In the half-light, a procession of leaf-cutter ants ascends the bark, their jaws carrying fragments of green far heavier than themselves. Each ant follows a chemical trail laid down by scouts, a living thread that weaves the colony's will into the heartwood. Their journey is not just for sustenance, but for cultivation. Deep below, their precious cargo will nourish the fungal gardens that feed the next generation. Within the wood, beetle larvae tunnel methodically, their mandibles carving passageways that will one day become homes for fungi, bacteria, and even new seedlings. These architects of decay are also creators, transforming fallen giants into fertile ground for the cycle to begin anew. Elsewhere, a woodpecker hammers a precise rhythm, its beak striking a hollow drumbeat that echoes through the trunk. With each strike, the bird listens for the vibrations of hidden grubs, reading the language of the tree's interior. Its persistence is rewarded, a flash of red feathers, a swift extraction, and the forest's balance shifts once more. As dusk deepens, the bark itself comes alive. Mosses and lichens unfurl, drawing moisture from the cooling air, painting the tree's surface in a mosaic of greens and silvers. Tiny springtails emerge, surfing the micro-ridges in search of spores and decaying matter, their presence a sign of the health that radiates from the living wood. In the hush beneath the canopy, the pulse beneath the bark is steady and unbroken, a testament to the interwoven fates of tree, insect, fungus, and bird. Here, survival is measured not in great leaps or soaring flights, but in the quiet persistence of those who build, feed, and shelter within the forest's oldest bones. The story continues, written in the silent vibrations that travel from root to crown, echoing the ancient promise of life renewed. As the forest breathes beneath its emerald roof, an invisible current sweeps through the shadows, carried on the faintest whisper of air. This is the realm of spores, the silent voyagers of the woodland, released in their millions with each gentle breeze, each tremor beneath the trees. From the gills of hidden mushrooms and the cups of cryptic fungi, these microscopic seeds embark on journeys both perilous and profound. Above, a cloud of powdery spores drifts from the ruptured cap of a mature toadstool, its release triggered by the subtle shift from day to dusk. Each spore is a promise, seeking the perfect cradle in the cool, damp soil below. Some settle on fallen logs where decay and moisture meet, ready to spark the birth of a new fungal colony. Others land upon mossy stones or the rough grooves of bark, their fate uncertain, their journey dictated by chance and the silent pact of the forest's microclimate. Beneath the surface, a more secretive dance unfolds. Mycelial threads, delicate as spider silk, spread outward from germinating spores, weaving through the dark loam in search of roots to entwine. Here, the ancient partnership between fungus and tree is renewed. Nutrients are exchanged in a silent handshake. Phosphorus and nitrogen for sugar and carbon, each partner thriving through the generosity of the other. In a single square metre of forest floor, 1 billion spores may settle, yet only a handful will find the sanctuary they require. The rest become food for beetles, mites, or are washed away by rain, each one a fleeting fragment of possibility. Yet this abundance ensures resilience, a living insurance policy written in dust and shadow. As night deepens, bioluminescent fungi glow faintly at the base of a decaying stump, their light a beacon to nocturnal insects. Drawn in, these visitors brush against fertile gills and carry spores to distant corners of the woodland. Through every exchange, the forest's genetic tapestry grows richer, its future sown in countless unseen grains. In the hush of midnight, the whisper of spores is everywhere, drifting, landing, waiting. Their story is one of patience, adaptation, and the quiet determination that underpins the forest's endless renewal. Here, life's next chapter is written not in thunder or flight, but in the silent, persistent journey of the smallest wanderers beneath the canopy. Beneath the silent rain of spores, another transformation unfolds, one that is both ending and beginning. This is the domain of decomposition, where every fallen leaf, shattered twig, and lifeless creature is gently dismantled by an unseen orchestra. Here, the agents of decay, fungi, bacteria, and invertebrates work in tireless communion, unravelling the intricate tapestry of the forest's past. A close-up reveals a beetle navigating the moist labyrinth of a rotting log, its mandibles carving tunnels through softened wood. Nearby, a colony of springtails surges across a mat of leaf litter, their minuscule bodies feeding on fragments already softened by fungal enzymes. Each participant, from the smallest nematode to the most elaborate bracket fungus, plays a role in breaking down what once thrived in the sunlit canopy above. As the process deepens, the forest floor transforms. Luminous threads of mycelium weave through the mulch, secreting acids that dissolve lignin and cellulose, liberating essential nutrients. These nutrients seep into the soil, enriching the roots of saplings and ferns, fueling the next surge of green life. Through this endless cycle, nothing is wasted. Every molecule is reclaimed, repurposed, and set adrift on a new journey. In the fading light, the forest breathes out a subtle mist, the byproduct of countless decomposers at work. This vapour, rich with organic compounds, rises to mingle with the dawn, carrying the legacy of all that came before. Here, in the quiet dissolution of matter, the forest's resilience is forged. Decomposition is not merely an end, but a vital movement in nature's perpetual symphony. A promise that every ending is, in truth, a new beginning. As the forest floor is renewed by the tireless work of decomposition, another miracle quietly unfolds, one that carries the promise of the future. Scattered among the rich dark humus, seeds awaken from their silent slumber. Some rest encased in tough shells, others lie exposed, their delicate forms nestled within the shelter of moss and mulch. Each seed represents the memory of seasons past and the blueprint of forests yet to come. A single acorn, half buried by last autumn's wind, begins to split. Its pale rootlet probes downward, seeking moisture and anchorage in the nutrient-laden soil. Nearby, the helicopter-like samara of a maple tree spins gently to the ground, finding a patch of earth softened by rotting leaves. The camera follows as water seeps through the layers of detritus, carrying dissolved minerals to waiting embryos. In the dappled light, fungi form partnerships with the tender roots, mycorrhizal threads entwining with the seedlings, exchanging sustenance for sugars. This ancient alliance accelerates growth, offering protection and nourishment to the forest's next generation. Tiny sprouts break the surface, their first leaves unfurling toward the filtered sun, signalling the start of a new era. Elsewhere, animal dispersers unwittingly play their part. A jay buries a cache of nuts, some forgotten and destined to sprout. An ant drags a seed coated in nutritious eleosome back to its nest, inadvertently planting it in a chamber rich with organic debris. Every actor, from the wind to the smallest insect, helps scatter life's potential across the renewing landscape. As seasons turn, saplings rise through the layers of past decay, their roots entwined with the bones of what once was. The cycle of life continues, unbroken, eternal. In the forest's quiet heart, the seeds of tomorrow take root, holding within them the unspoken promise of all that is yet to be. Beneath the gentle surge of new growth, a hidden legion stirs, nature's silent guardians, orchestrating the forest's renewal. Down in the shadowy loam, beetles, worms and millipedes navigate a labyrinth of roots and detritus. Their ceaseless movement churns the earth, aerating the soil and weaving microscopic tunnels that channel water and air to the fragile seedlings above. Earthworms glide through the darkness, consuming decaying leaves, transforming them into nutrient-rich castings that cradle the roots of nascent plants. At the base of an ancient stump, a colony of termites works in disciplined synchrony, breaking down the last stubborn remnants of lignin and cellulose. Their labour releases locked nutrients, making them accessible to the next wave of life. Microscopic nematodes thread through the moist soil, regulating populations of bacteria and fungi, maintaining balance in a world too small for the eye to see. Above, pill bugs cluster beneath the damp stone, fragmenting bark and returning calcium to the earth. Their presence is fleeting, vanishing into crevices as a shrew sniffs the air, hunting for its next meal. Even in predation, the web of renewal tightens. Each life taken returns in time to the cycle, feeding the soil and those who dwell within it. In the dappled twilight, a network of decomposers and recyclers works tirelessly, unseen but essential. Their efforts knit the past to the present, ensuring that every fallen leaf, every broken branch, is not an end but a beginning. As the camera lingers on a single sprout rising from the forest floor, the true architects of renewal remain hidden, their legacy etched into every inch of living earth. The Guardians of Renewal persist, shaping the destiny of the forest with every silent movement beneath our feet. In the hush beneath towering canopies, the forest floor cradles the silent remains of giants. Fallen trees, ancient logs, and moss-draped stumps. These once mighty titans, now surrendered to gravity and time, become the foundation for new life. Their bark softens and splits, inviting a procession of fungi whose delicate networks thread through wood, dissolving barriers that once defied decay. Bracket fungi blossom in vivid shelves, their spores drifting on the breeze, while mycelium weaves an invisible web, bridging the remnants of the old with the aspirations of the young. Salamanders slip through cool, moist hollows, seeking refuge in the spongy embrace of decomposing trunks. Carpenter ants tunnel deep into softened heartwood, carving intricate galleries that shelter generations yet to come. On the sunlit side, emerald mosses carpet the bark, catching dew and harbouring tiny invertebrates, a microcosm of renewal. Seeds find sanctuary in the nooks and grooves, rooting into the rich decaying wood, where nutrients are abundant and competition is sparse. Over years, the log's silhouette blurs, its mass returning to the earth, nourishing an underworld alive with beetle larvae, springtails and centipedes. Each fallen giant is a monument to the cyclical nature of the forest, a bridge across centuries. Their gradual dissolution is not loss, but transformation, fueling the next surge of growth, sustaining the myriad forms of life that depend on the legacy of those who came before. In every softened trunk and mossy stump the forest remembers, and the promise of renewal is quietly kept. Beneath the tangle of roots and the scattered relics of fallen trees, the soil remembers. Each handful is a living archive, layered with the traces of ancient forests, the detritus of countless seasons, and the silent labour of invisible multitudes. Microscopic fungi lace through the earth, forming symbiotic pacts with roots, trading minerals for sugars in a ceaseless exchange. Bacteria, unseen but omnipresent, orchestrate the breakdown of organic matter, unlocking nutrients that fuel the green world above. Earthworms tunnel methodically, aerating the ground and blending leaf litter into rich humus. Their castings, small but abundant, transform the forest floor into a fertile bed, ready to cradle the ambitions of seeds and saplings. Beetle grubs and millipedes patrol the shadowy underlayers, fragmenting wood and leaf into ever finer particles, each action rippling outward through the ecosystem. As rain seeps downward, it carries with it the dissolved memory of ancient giants. Calcium, potassium, the essence of life itself, redistributing wealth to where it is needed most. Fungal networks sense the chemical whispers of distant roots, redirecting resources, balancing scarcity and abundance with silent precision. In this unseen world, every fragment matters. The soil is neither static nor silent. It is a dynamic, breathing entity, shaped and reshaped by the passage of time and the endeavours of those who dwell within it. Here, the legacy of the forest finds its truest expression, not as monuments, but as nourishment, resilience, and the quiet promise that life will always find a way to begin again.